finance itself, and the AMA had to supplement this, and it was going on and on. So there's a lot of criticism and everything else that came from this new structure. But it had to be, because we couldn't perpetuate the museum as it was, and as Jack said, there's many more glorious museums around. So, but there isn't going to be an American Hall of Fame, National Hall of Fame, and so forth, along with, and that's unique with us, and eventually it will eventually be able to go on through grants, etc., etc. And this is all in the planning. It's all in the planning. Why they went to Las Vegas to encompass many good possible grants and so forth. So always keep your criticism for this restructuring, because there's really things behind it. And there, as Jack says, it has a lot of potential now. So I don't know whether I should have said anything, Jack, or not.
Thank you.
You don't think we can stop you anyway?
Is Dane handy here? I was trying to, I know he's here. Okay, hey Dane. Dane and Jack and Mr. Penton, would you three come up, please? I couldn't see you, Dane. I knew you were here. I'm looking. Al? Okay. Each year, the Penton Owners Group makes a donation to the Motorcycle Hall of Fame Museum, either in honor of or in memory of someone. And this year, it's our extreme pleasure to present our official check for $500 to the Motorcycle Hall of Fame Museum in honor of John Penton's sister, Pat Leinbach, who is Dane's mom and Jack's aunt. And we all refer to her as Aunt Pat, and she's such a wonderful gal, and it's truly wonderful that we all have gotten to know her so much, and she was so involved in the early days with all the stuff that went on. So that's who we're going to make our donation in honor of this year. So this isn't the official check. This is how we work sometimes. Here's your check.
Well, I get to accept this on behalf of the museum and the board. And I got to tell you that our association, the museum, got to put the other hat on here, the Penton Owners Group Association with this museum and with this board, it goes back quite a ways, but it's really vital and important too. The board members, Dad is at all of the events that we do, and many of the people here, also BMD obviously being one of them, which we participate considerably with, but also the induction ceremonies and the other events here. And we value the association with the Penton Owners Group. I mean, it's one of the few. What was it that Ed said? Or who was it that said how many people were in your group? Who said that? So somebody asked the question, how many people are in the Penton Owners Group? Yes. And Paul, and I can't remember who, but Paul answered 400, and they were just completely flabbergasted. They said, yeah, they go, it's impossible to get done what you get done with that many people. I mean, it's not that few, it's that many. But I mean, there's groups with 10 and 20,000 people that don't get done nearly what we get done. And as you can see, if you looked on the website or whatever, you saw that the Penton Owners Group was meeting at the AMA. I mean, great association. It really, really is.
Okay, thank you. And actually, Ed was talking to someone, and the person asked Ed how many people were in the group. And when Ed told him, that's when that comment was made, and Ed passed that story along to us. Okay. Want to make sure to thank Katie Wood and Rick Stewart. Katie's again works at the museum. And there's Rick in the back. How about a big hand for Rick Stewart? Rick's a volunteer here, and I'll tell you what. He does an awful lot of work. He always gets a hold of me right before the meeting, and he spent all day here yesterday moving motorcycles and getting things organized. Yeah, and Rick is also the person behind making the bust of John Penton that we have, and and he also teaches all that. The sculpture, is that sculpturing? Is that the proper term? Yes. Wonderful gentleman, very articulate, and knows a lot about a lot of motorcycles. Thank you again.
Quite welcome.
Also like to thank Ollie and Al Martin for helping set up. Appreciate their help. They were here and did a nice job here getting the banners and all that. At this point, we'd like to do self-introductions. We have a lot of people here that may not know each other. We'll start off with this gentleman.
My name is John Penton, a.k.a. Alborn.
Paul Danek, and please, as you say who you are, if you have something you want to say, like that you worked with Penton or anything else, just please feel free to say it.
Al Buhner, Cleveland, Ohio. However you want to do it.
I'm kind of shy. Bob Sachs, I'm from Chicago. And the good old days are right now. It started recently.
Right around the corner.
And one other story, my wife and I are having our baby recently, 3 months ago. She had the girl's name, and I had the boy's name. We didn't know what it was going to be. So I'm out of the garage, said maybe I'll name him after a motorcycle. Penton sitting up on my stand. She wanted to name it after her 102-year-old grandmother, and we had a girl. But we're trying again. I'm 45. I gotta get on. We'll get back to you on that. Great to see you. Come here.
Mint.
Honey Del Solar, Chicago, Illinois. Glad to make it here.
Bobby Anderson, St. Louis, Missouri.
Bob Gilman, Waldorf, Maryland. Brian Al, Waldorf, Maryland. Paul Martin, Al Martin.
Not louder.
Dean Lineblock, Vermillion, Ohio.
Joe Novak, Avon, Ohio. I'd like to say it's really nice to get